This morning's guest is big and bold, but he'll sing his way into your heart. Who is he? You'll meet him coming up next on Carolina People. Good morning. Welcome to Carolina People. This morning we're at Financial Insights off of Grissom Parkway in Myrtle Beach. We're focused on the Grand Strand Opera Club. And we're visiting with John Bonsignor. Good morning.
Hey, how you doing there, man?
How about it, John?
It's so early in the morning. You look so handsome.
At 7 a.m.
You got me up.
I've been up for a little while. That's right.
I just can't get up yet. I
love your red, white, and blue, John.
Well, I wore it for you. And I know I'm coming on a show with you. And I said, gee whiz, that guy's so debonair, so handsome.
Oh,
me, a fat pig like this.
Oh, come on now.
I have to look good, you know. So I put on red and blue and all that other stuff. So maybe, just maybe,
something to rub
look
off.
presentable.
Yeah, I love it. No, very nice on a Friday morning. We've had such a tremendous week. And what about this Financial Insights?
I tell you, it's really fascinating.
It is.
What's most fascinating being here with you. I'm so delighted.
At 7.
You're one of my local heroes.
Oh, God.
Yeah, I've read about you. I know you're a graduate. You're a brilliant guy.
I'm not brilliant, but that's
to me. Look, it's me that's saying.
I'm the interviewer. That's
it's
right.
me that's saying.
Yeah. The Grand Strand Opera Club. Which
okay, go ahead. All right, I'll stop.
This is fascinating. Of course, I know there's a real resurgence of what's happening in the opera world, and of course, just the opportunity to get you. What brought you down to the Horry County area, John? You're not a Myrtle Beach native, are you?
No, my wife, when she was a little girl, her family always vacationed here in Myrtle Beach. My wife is from North Carolina. She was raised and born in Salisbury. Actually, she was born in Kannapolis, I think.
Is that right?
And she went to school there, and I met her in New York, and then we fell in love. And she told me she liked opera. And she doesn't. She hates it.
Oh, come on.
I swear, that's what she told me.
The small white lies for a relationship.
When I met her,
yeah.
I walked her home and I said, what is your name? She said, my name is Betty Sue. I said, oh, what a pretty name. Are you from New York? She said, no, I'm from North Carolina. I said, oh, okay. You know what? That hotel over there, Westover Hotel, I have one of my friends there. He sings opera. His name is Genio Fernandi. And she said, oh, really? I said, do you like opera? He said, yes. I said, would you like to go see Fernandi do Aida? She said, well, sure. She didn't like it.
No.
She didn't like it at all.
But she wanted to get something started with you.
In fact, my first son is named Brian Eugene, after Eugenio Fernandi. Fernandi was a fine tenor. In fact, if you pull up the tenors, if you go to the internet and you bring up tenors, Eugenio Fernandi, he had a trumpeted voice. He sang with such force and such power that gave you thrills. And when I saw him in Aida, let's see, 1958.
You're dating yourself here, John.
No,
that's
okay,
almost 5 decades
but
ago.
People can see.
Yeah,
People can see.
right.
He's an old man.
Oh,
I'm not trying to look young. I'm what I am. I don't color my hair. I'm just natural.
I love it.
So we went to see a Fernandi, and Fernandi just gave me thrills, especially when he said "Fita, fita," tremendous. And then maybe about a month later, I seen Bergonzi sing the same thing, Aida. No match.
Is that right?
Pavarotti overpowered him. Yeah.
Wow, John. Now, of course, just hearing you talk, it's exciting. I'm sure viewers at 7 a.m. It's very exciting.
Well, it's so early in the morning for me.
Wrap up a great week. Donna Tyson was with us yesterday talking about changing her life and change in general. A great motivational speaker. Earlier in the week, Muriel O'Toole was with us. And Harry Turner kicked off the week, who's the president of Beach Music Association International. Another amazing music fan like yourself, who also happened to be a radio talk show host.
Is that right? Oh,
syndicated on 40 radio stations for years. And that's one great thing about you that probably a lot of folks don't know, your tenure as a radio talk show host.
Oh, yeah, I've done radio for 26 years. But the thing is this, that what really got me started in opera, I was a little boy, and I just put on the radio one day, and I just heard this beautiful, fascinating music. I was listening to Puccini's opera, Madame Butterfly. And I said, oh, my God, that's fascinating. What beautiful music. And at that time, was WOR was broadcasting.
Right, sure.
And I just got fixated on opera. And then when I went to high school, a friend of mine, Fred Hertrick, who went on to become a baritone, a Wagnerian baritone, who sang in Bayreuth in Germany, Wagner's operas. They sang Siegfried and he sang the Duke de Dameron and what have you. But anyway, Frederick and I were sitting together in the assembly, and Fred said, "Oh, look, John, they're looking for someone in the Glee Club. Why don't we go?" I said, "Fred, I don't want to go to Glee Club." I said, "John, come with me, please, please." "Fred, I don't want to go to the Glee Club." He said, "John, you got to do it." I said, "All right, Fred, come on, we'll go." So we went to the Glee Club, and I had a guy by the name of Nazer. He was the musical teacher. He said, "Okay, now you have to sing." I said, "Sing? Okay, sing the Star Spangled Banner." And that's how it judged what voice I was. And I was a tenor. I said, "Oh my gracious, I'm a tenor, yeah." And the very, 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 very first song that the music teacher gave us was the Wagnerian chorus, the Pilgrim chorus from Tannhäuser. That's when.
Sounds more to me, yeah.
And we learned that, and I got more fascinating with it. And then when Fred went on to become, as I said, he went on to have his voice coached by Mario Ricklin in New York, and I went to a few of his sessions there, and Mario was trying to get me to study music and take voice and what have you. And I said, "Well, Mario, I really don't have that much money." And he said, "Well, you don't really need that much money. You just give me $2 for a half hour. We'll go to the scales, and that's all." I said, "I mean, that's a lot of money, $2.
Yeah, sure.
I don't want to tell you what year that was.
And we don't want to press that either.
But anyway, Mario gave me a couple of voice lessons and so forth, and then I graduated to someone else. And then I got in with Salmaggi, and Salmaggi was doing operas in Greenwich Village, and then he did a couple in the Brooklyn Academy of Music, and I got interested in that. He showed me the techniques of singing and what have you. And there was a lady that was on 71st Street. Her name was Paula Nikova. Nikova. And she had, George London was one of her students.
Really?
And Nikolai Gedda. And Nikolai Gedda, I always remember, had a very, very small tenor voice until he met with Paula Nikova. And she bloomed his voice into the most fascinating tenor voices today. In fact, Nikolai Gedda does I Puritani, and you have to hit a high D over C. He hits it.
Really?
No tenor can do that. I just heard it on the radio maybe about 3 weeks ago, I Puritani. The tenor, they transposed the notes. The tenor couldn't hit that note.
Really?
And the whole aria at the end of the I Puritani is destroyed because that's a thrilling note, and he sustains it. If you want, I'll bring the record over to you.
Well, you know, the exciting thing, much of this is foreign to me, John. If someone's not a musician, there's a lot of stuff they'd miss.
Well, we can get you
The important thing is finding folks who are not musicians, who don't know anything about opera, and breaking down the basics. What would encourage someone to do what you did these days, turning on the radio for the first time, hearing it? Where can I listen to opera
I'll tell you
now?
something. We have right now the National Opera group that started. Jackie Heron is the executive director. We started.
Oh, good.
So actually you get an appreciation there. We just did Puccini's La Boheme. We did it in two parts.
Where'd you all do that?
Well, first we did it over at the Marriott. We had their conference room there, and they had a DVD, and we had Barry Click, who's a member of our club, as well as Rita Martino, who teaches opera.
Good.
And what they did is they gave a synopsis of the opera, the Act One of Puccini's La Boheme, and they had a very fine cast doing it. We had Jose Carreras, and we had, Carreras, we had Scotto, and I forget who else this cast is. You see, it's so early in the morning, I forget.
Right,
but
I know. It's tough to get out of bed.
But anyway, we did that, and then we did part 2 and 3. We're going to be doing, very shortly, another one of Puccini's operas, and we're going to be doing Madame Butterfly. That's the very first opera
yeah, of course.
that I got interested in.
Is that
so?
right?
I urge the people, if they're really interested and they want to know more about opera,
please.
and they want to get an education in opera, and they want to see if they enjoy opera, because there's a resurgence. Do you know how many operas there are today in this that many people have not heard of?
Oh, my golly.
Tens of thousands.
I bet.
Yeah,
Well, even better, if a viewer needs to get off to school or get somebody, a family member off to school or off to work, what's a good number? Is there a good number? Is there a website? Is there a good vehicle to learn more about the Grand Strand Opera Club or the National Opera Club you were talking about? Is there anything, or y'all are obviously in a very beta stage there, you may not have all that together yet?
What we're doing, we have, basically now we have, I think about 70 members.
70?
70, and we
That's
just started
tremendous.
maybe about 2 months ago.
Right.
And what we have done, we've had an article, your
Myrtle Beach Herald did it, that's right.
reporter right there from the Herald.
Thank you.
Tom O'Dear did a fabulous
Tom did a
job.
very good piece. I'm
And you want to know
surprised more
something?
folks haven't picked
Tom
it
didn't
up.
know anything about opera.
He
didn't
does know a lot
anything
about music, though.
Well, he didn't know anything about opera.
Right.
He went to see it. He was fascinating.
Really?
And he wrote such a beautiful piece.
He did. I
in the
love that
Herald. And
picture.
I'll tell you something. That paper, your paper, the Herald, that's a great paper.
Thank you.
And
Yeah.
it really gets the heart and throbbing of what's happening in the community. More people should buy it. In fact, as the president of the South Strand Republican Club, I've urged my members
Yes.
to subscribe to the Herald because it's a local paper.
Oh, yeah.
As you say in your advertising, you got to support local business.
Sure.
And you got to support the local entrepreneurs.
Keep your money where your
such as-
home is. That's exactly right.
And I
Thank
urge you
John.
100%
I
there.
appreciate that. Well, that's a good plug for the Herald. But we want to plug the Grand Strand Opera Club.
Well, I'm doing that, but you
Right.
plugged us.
Oh, thank
so
you.
I'm
Yeah,
just
yeah,
going
I
to tell you
appreciate that.
how we got our publicity out.
I love it.
And it's so very difficult when you're dealing with the daily newspaper,
Oh, yeah,
because they
let's not
rather
talk about
have
it, yeah.
mayhem in there,
Right.
they rather have rape in there,
Let's not
they
talk
rather
about
have
that.
murder in there.
Yeah, now, John, we still want to
Just-
cover. Yeah, right.
Am I the guest? Am I?
You are the
Okay,
guest.
I'm saying it's not you.
Right, yeah.
I'm saying, okay?
That's
But
right.
here we have something that's positive for the community.
Yeah.
Opera, music. What we want to do also, there's a lot of talent out there.
The guest. Am I the guest? Yes. Hey, you're the guest. I'm sorry.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to hear about this after the show.
That's
I'm gonna
exactly
get-
right. At 7:30. I'm going to get on. It's Friday. It's the weekend.
Well, it's
Yeah.
early in the morning.
I love
tell
it.
you,
I know.
so
I
you
appreciate
you
you.
have to forgive me sometimes.
But of course, the Grand Strand Opera Club, and I know you all are in a germinal stage, and for so many folks that have no familiarity, you need to know Italian to go and enjoy an
not
opera.
only Italian, it's French. You
Yeah.
got Massenet, you got Berlioz, you got
Right.
a lot of good. You got German, you got Strauss.
But
you got
listeners, supporters, folks that are thrilled by your amazing voice and so many around you, they don't have to know anything. They just go and enjoy it, right? Like your wife faked it.
You know, it's like everything else. You got to be tuned into something to
Right.
appreciate it. If you say, "Oh, opera, I don't like it." Why don't you like opera? For what reason don't you like it? Well, it's too much screaming. No, opera is not screaming. Opera is projection. It's the voice. You have head tones. Tenors have a lot of head tones, and the tenors are it's a very sweet sounding voice. Now the Russians like a manly voice. They like the basses, like Shelyapin, Kudrowski, and you can hear it in Eugene Onegin that was just played. They're going, "Oh, see, they're very, very low. Tenors are a little bit more nasal. So when you hear tenors go,
Right. We're in an office setting. That's right. No, that's very nice. Yeah.
No, that's
But of course, they're just kicking off the day. I understand.
You
It's,
mean that people here 7 in the morning?
the financial insight starts early. Ask John.
All right, okay, I won't do that anymore.
that's
But
good.
I thought maybe you'd like
absolutely.
to hear
No, I appreciate that,
the
yeah.
appreciation of voice and how the voice is sounding.
And you can't be in a library and perform an opera.